just wanted to do a little update on the indoor seed starting, see where it's at. We have some very sad looking tomatoes. I had gotten edema and I had posted about that, and they have kind of bounced back. Like, there's definitely new leaves and the new leaves look good, but there's, you know, damaged spots. The stems are kind of rough looking. But just as I was thinking, oh, these guys are just sad and stunted, maybe I'll start over, I notice there's actually a tomato on one. So we'll keep these sad ones, see what happens. But I did start another new Roma, and I started a couple new Brandywines because they were looking pretty sad. What do I have up here? More tomatoes of various. Some of them are the kids' beefsteaks. Got some Brussels sprouts, which seem to be doing okay. Some bell peppers doing okay. My copia tomatoes actually are doing really well, and I only threw a couple of those in just for fun, I guess. They split so bad last year that I kind of wasn't really going to do them this year, but we'll give it another try. Another Brussels sprout, another tomato that I replanted just this morning actually. And more Brussels sprouts. And now most of this up here is, what do we got? Cucumbers, watermelons, squash, I think I did squash, zucchini, whatnot. I think just about everyone has come up. Those are more of my, the ahi charapita is actually coming up a lot better than my sad jalapenos. Just aren't going this year. I don't know. I just started a bunch of pumpkins. There's probably about 90 started in here. A few haven't come up yet, but the germination rate's been pretty good for these. A bunch of different varieties. And some bell peppers, which I pinched and are starting to perk back up. The loofah, which are desperate to get outside on the trellis, are doing good. And then there's this guy. This is that ahi charapita that I brought in from the fall. And once I put it near this light, boy, she really bounced back. There's flowers everywhere, which fall off pretty easily, but I'm hoping once this gets outside, it will get me lots of peppers this year. But that's sort of the inside update. Sad tomatoes, but that's my life, is sad tomatoes. But I'm excited for the weather to start shaping up so I can get some of these guys outside. I still have to till up the place for a lot of them, but maybe we'll step outside quick and take a look what's going on out there. Oh, it's a little windier out here than I had hoped. There's a chicken. Go away, chicken. Can't keep them out of here. This weekend, the fence is going in. Had the potatoes started and mulched in some bins, and I had some extra I threw in the ground. This is my very sad but not actually working method of trying to keep the chickens from digging up the mulch. I don't really care if they make these holes, but I end up throwing it all into the garden bed. Got the little fence on the pollinator garden, and some of these perennials are coming back. The delphinium actually is looking pretty good this year, so it was sort of sad last year. And so bee balm, hollyhock, there's a poppy in there, some rudbeckia, I think there's a bachelor button, more hollyhocks. My winter sowing experiment gone awry. Nothing is coming up in those. Probably didn't keep them wet enough, but what can you do? My garlic is looking pretty decent, and in fact the bulb eels that I planted, you can see those are growing. I got quite a few of them. I don't know if I'm getting quite as many as I planted. Well, maybe they're starting to come. I planted 40 bulb eels, 20 bulbs, and I think 17 bulbs came up. Got those fertilized. I threw in some radishes to give those a try again this year, and there are carrots in here somewhere, but those might take a little bit longer. Just the chives coming back. I don't see any sign of the mint or the oregano, but not the end of the world. The strawberries were looking kind of sad, and some chickens dug some up, so I might have to end up getting more of those. There's a few. Rhubarb's looking good-ish. And lettuce. I planted some lettuce. Those will have to be thinned, but they're coming up. So if I could keep the chickens from completely destroying this for a few more days till I get a chance to get the fence up. We've got this trellis here grabbed from the farm. It's kind of beat up, but we thought it looked kind of interesting, so we're actually going to leave it, straighten it out a little bit, but going to plant the tomatoes in ground this year on the hog panel. And I've got it laid out here. I haven't dug up the sod yet, but this is going to be the kids' garden in this little square. And I've got one of these going to be bamboo teepee thing, which I'm going to make a bean teepee, but I got to get it dug into the ground because it tips over otherwise. Garden, and all their junior market farmer plants will go in there, and then hopefully a lot of that green will be pumpkin patch. So that's where things stand in the garden right now, hoping for some better weather and some actual spring. But we still have a week and a half for our last average frost date, so trying to bide my time. I probably won't start really working on hardening things off until next week or the week after, because you still end up having to run out and cover things up. But that is Minnesota Zone 4B for you.